Hello and welcome to another edition of Itineraries in the territory of the Nevada Silver Trails. Join us as we set out to explore what there is to see, what there is to do in this two-day itinerary of Hawthorne, Nevada. Hawthorne is known as America's patriotic home and the gateway to Yosemite National Park. Hawthorne is 313 miles north of Las Vegas on Highway 95, which runs right through downtown Hawthorne, and from Reno head 133 miles south on Highway 95 till you get to Hawthorne. It's time to get this day one itinerary underway. We are heading northbound out of Hawthorne towards Walker Lake here on Highway 95. Now, if you like metal detecting or have a fondness for history, our first stop is located between Hawthorne's Army Depot and the town of Hawthorne. It's the remains of a town called Babbitt. It was established in 1941 as a government housing facility for the military. It was a busy little town throughout World War II and the Korean War, but gradually it diminished and everything was dismantled and hauled away. The last resident left in 1987, so go ahead and take a stroll down one of Babbitt's many streets. Whether you use a metal detector or not, we're sure you're going to find a little treasure in the old town of Babbitt. Our next itinerary is located right next door to Babbitt. It's at the Hawthorne Army Depot, and it's Hawthorne's golf course. It's a military and a public golf course. No cameras are allowed, so we don't have any pictures of the golf course, but it is beautiful. When you get to the railroad tracks here, this is where you're going to be making your left turn. This is a 9-hole golf course, 2,713 yards long. They do have a clubhouse, and they do have a driving range. Now, we are going to keep heading up Highway 95, 7 miles out in the middle of nowhere. Bam, you have this gorgeous lake. This is Walker Lake. Now, Walker Lake is a major tourist attraction for Hawthorne because of all the attractions that Walker Lake has to offer. You can go boating, camping, hiking, and water skiing is very popular out here right now, along with windsurfing and jet skiing. And don't forget to bring your binoculars, as Walker Lake is a migratory lake. They have all kinds of birds fly through here every fall. You could actually go on their website, walkerlake.org, and you'll get a full listing of all the events they have and when the best time of year is to visit, and to get a full listing of everything there is to do right here at Walker Lake. Let's head back to Hawthorne and explore a couple of museums and to get a bite to eat. You're going to have a lot of options when it comes to dining here in Hawthorne, and to get a full listing of all the restaurants, also the hotels and other businesses, go to visitmineralcounty.com or nevadasilvertrails.com. Let's take a look at a couple of museums. First, the Hawthorne Ordnance Museum. They celebrate everything military here. You see, in 1930, Hawthorne became the largest ammunition storage facility in the world. The Hawthorne Ordnance Museum commemorates the Army and the Navy Depot's history and its mission in defending the freedom of our country. The curators here, extremely knowledgeable and very, very friendly. And now you know why Hawthorne is known as America's patriotic home. Plan on spending at least an hour here, as there is a lot to see. Now, if you want to learn a little history about Hawthorne and the surrounding area, right around the corner is a Mineral County Museum. They have memorabilia from all the ghost towns in the past, like Bodie, Candelaria, Aurora, with tons of historical pictures throughout the museum. They have displays depicting early transportation from cars to horse-drawn buggies. Plan on exploring at least an hour here, as the building is 15,000 square feet, which means there's a lot to see. Okay, make sure you have a full tank of gas, because we're heading out to Berlin Ichthyosaurs State Park. Head 33 miles south on Highway 95 to this junction. This is a Berlin Ichthyosaur Junction, or GABS Junction. It's Highway 361. Make a left turn. We are going to go past the town of GABS. GABS does have a little market, a restaurant, also a gas station, and a motel. But continue on for 1 mile till you get to the junction of 844 and 361. You'll be making a right turn, look for these signs, and you're going to be going 20 miles to Berlin Ichthyosaurs State Park. This is really a pretty drive. You'll be going through Toyabe National Forest. Now continue on the road till it ends. When you get to the dirt road, you'll see this sign. Continue on another quarter of a mile. As you enter the park, you're looking at the old ghost town of Berlin. Now, Berlin is a turn-of-the-century mining town. It was established around 1896. During its heyday, about 1908, it boasted a population of 250 people. Now, many of the original buildings still remain today, and Berlin stands today as a true Nevada ghost town, preserved for present and future generations. A drive through the town site really gives you that feeling of what Berlin was all about, but it's also the road to get to the Ichthyosaurus fossil house. The Ichthyosaurus was an ancient marine reptile that swam in warm water covering central Nevada more than 255 million years ago. Remains of these giant fossils are on display at the Park Fossil House and is the largest concentration of Ichthyosaurus fossils in the world. Well, it's time to head back to Hawthorne, Nevada. Total miles each way on this trip was 75 miles, so a total of 150 miles. Definitely worth the trip. Well, that's it for day one itinerary right here in Hawthorne, Nevada. Total miles 175 and definitely a full day of exploring. If you have not checked into your hotel or motel, go to visitmineralcounty.com or nevadasilvertrails.com for a full listing of all the hotels, motels, and RV parks right here in Hawthorne. It's time for day two itinerary out of Hawthorne, Nevada. We're going to head west on Highway 359, which is Pole Line Road, towards the high Sierras of California. Our final destination, Lundy Lake. A couple of stops on the way. On your left-hand side is Mono Lake. The main entrance is on Highway 395. This is a salt lake, so there is no fishing, but no pictures are going to do this place justice. This is absolutely worth the visit. Okay, on the right-hand side, Bodie, the ghost town. Main entrance is also on Highway 395. You make a right, come back in, but Cottonwood Road right here on the right, that orange line, will take you into Bodie. It's 11 miles on a dirt road, which they do grade quite often. Bodie was a bustling gold mining town. It had a population of between 5,000 and 7,000 people, with over 2,000 buildings in the town, including 65 saloons. Murders, shootouts, and stagecoach holdups were regular occurrences right here in Bodie, a definite must-see. Hawthorne is known as the gateway to Yosemite National Park. There's very few byways, which is Highway 359, which goes east to west to the eastern Sierra Nevadas. Yosemite, absolutely gorgeous. Okay, it's time to head to Lundy Lake, go across Highway 395, and continue on for 5 miles. Now, Lundy is now a popular fishing resort, but it used to be a major supplier of timber for the town of Bodie. While you're here, make sure you head west of the lake, and there's a place called Indian Rock. This was originally painted by the early pioneers and miners who worked in the Lundy area. And right in the Indian Rock area, there are 3 beaver ponds. Best time to visit, late September, October, and November. Fall colors are phenomenal. Lundy Lake does have cabins you can rent. They also have campgrounds, and you can also bring your trailer. So whether you like fishing or just taking in the majestic beauty of the high Sierras, Lundy Lake should be high on your list of places to visit. Well, that's it for day 2 itinerary, Hawthorne, Nevada. Total mileage to Lundy Lake and back is 130 miles. To see more video and explore what else there is to see and do around Hawthorne, Nevada, go to visitmineralcounty.com or nevadasilvertrails.com. Again, thank you for joining us on this itinerary in the territory of the Nevada Silver Trails.